Yo, guys, it's been 8 minutes. I have been in grind mode in LA, and yeah, I've just been building a few cool things in the background in terms of new offers I'm working on, new deals that I have in the pipeline, and yeah, just some fun stuff. Just been kind of reshifting my business recently, and it's been fun. I've been working on a meditation offer, so yeah, so I'm kind of publishing a meditation offer for a meditation coach, and he does a bunch of really cool binaural beats and different stuff that's very specific. So really like his vibe, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that one converts and how that crushes. So we'll be launching pretty soon, and I will keep you in the update with how that one goes. But today I wanted to talk about something totally different. I posted this in one of my masterminds because it got like a pretty much an instant reply, and I had a ton of people just flood my DMs and just asking like, "Yo, how are you? How are you doing? Hey, how are you doing outreach? How's it? How's it working?" Like they're like, it's like I discovered fire for them. I was like, what the fuck, like relax. So I was just gonna make this video to kind of break it down in terms of that exact outreach method that got an instant reply and booked a call within 1 hour of me sending it. It's not like for me, it's not impressive, but I guess for these people, the mastermind I'm in, this is something that they want to do. So I'm just gonna break down why this works, how it works so well, and how I was able to send this outreach email and get like a pretty much instant reply, along with an instant booked call on the calendar within 3 days. Or sorry, this happens yesterday, and within an hour of me sending this, we booked the call basically. Okay, so here's the outreach email in all of its glory. This is, honestly. This is something I personally share with and I don't have actually, yeah, see, as you can see, I don't have anything to present here to you guys, but just wanted to share some of this. So obviously, let me go back to it. So again, like I was saying, this is something that I teach my one-on-one students, people who want to learn copy from me. I'm giving it to you guys here. There's a few other outreach methods that work really, really well, and honestly, this one really works the best for me and for my voice and how I go about outreach and how I like to think about outreach emails. There's so many different methods you can do. You can do video DMs, you can do voice notes, you can join someone's school community and then reach out to them personally through there. You can like get introduced to people. There's so many different ways to get clients. This is just the one that I find, like, if I ever just see someone and I really like their stuff and I want to reach out to them, I don't have any personal connections, I'm going to send them something like this, and there's a reason why. So let's break it down. Hey, their name, I blurred out the names, I blurred out any confidential information from them, but hey, their name, you've never heard of me, yo, I'm Cameron. What we're doing here, the first line, I'm just calling out the obvious, like, this is outreach email, you don't know who I am. You saw, like, here's what happened here, and this is why I pulled this up, and I'm glad I did. So this is what happens when you send an outreach email, okay? So they are, in their emails, right? Whatever. And you got your Gmail thing, you got your search bar, whatever, you got your 3 dots, you understand how that goes, whatever, it's Gmail, okay? So they're in their email, and this is Gmail, right? And they're seeing this, they're seeing these lines, right, and then all of a sudden they see your name pop up right here, right? They see your name pop up with like a weird subject line, and the subject line that I have is just going to be quick Q. That's usually the one I use, right? I usually just use quick Q. So you're going to see your name, you're going to see your profile picture, and they're going to see quick Q, and they're going to think, who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this? I don't know this person. Quick question, is this a student? Is this someone I know? Like, who is this person, right? So then they're going to click it. So they're going to click it, let's say blue, they're going to open it, and they'd be like, they have in their mind already, they're thinking, who the fuck is this, right? That's what they're thinking. So what I say here is, in my thing, I say, you've never heard of me. Oh, okay. That answers the question, Oh, yeah, you're right. I haven't heard of you. I'm Cameron, yo, you're Cameron, right? hey, their name, you've never heard of me. That eases the question immediately. Because if you didn't say that, if you didn't say you've never heard of me, or you have no idea who I am, or anything like that, they're still going to have that question. Who is this person, right? Who is this person? Do I know them? Who the fuck is this, right? They're still going to have that question. And when you have a looming question in the background, it's not good, because they're not present with your message, your sales message. They're only present with the question, and they're skimming to answer the question, right? So that's why we answer it straight away. You've never heard of me? Yo, I'm Cameron. And then we get into it. I'm an offer consultant and copywriter in the info products / health space / health coaching space. So I changed this specific to who I'm reaching out to. I changed my introduction. I changed how I present myself, because it's a cold outreach, which is, you have some bad things going for you, but you have a lot of good things going for you in a cold outreach. The good thing is you have no prior status, right? They haven't placed you in a box yet. So you get to decide where you want to place yourself, where you want them to place you in this box, right? Because we're always putting people in boxes. Is this person above me? Is this person I want to know? Is this person below me, a student of mine? Is this someone, a peer of mine, someone on my level? Ideally, if you're selling your services as a copywriter or as a video freelancer, or if you're selling services online and you're selling it to, let's say, let's just take this whole info product coaching space, right? Let's say you're selling it to a influencer who has 600,000 followers. You want to be positioned as on their level as a peer, if not maybe even a little bit above them in terms of your expertise with what you know about your service, whether that's, like I said, whether that's video editing, copywriting, marketing, CMO work, or whatever it might be, right? So you want to be positioned a little bit above them or quite equal to them as a peer. The problem I see with a lot of students of mine and a lot of beginners in this space is they don't understand that. They just simply do not understand these buckets that people place people in, and they come in at the bottom and they try to they're trying to climb up these ranks, and it just does not work that way. People don't want to hire those people. People don't want to hire beginners when it comes to their marketing and their business. They want experts. They want people who know what they're doing, and they want to be, they feel like they're in good hands when it comes to whoever they're working with, right? So that said, I changed this up for specifically who I'm reaching out to. Let's say I'm reaching out to I don't know, Grant Cardone. I'm not going to say something like this, right? I'm probably going to say something a little bit more specific to something that he would be wanting from someone. I don't know. It just depends on what my service is for him. I don't know. I don't have an exact service, but based on your service, you're going to kind of shift this up, right? And try to, what I'm saying is try to make it very custom to what they know would help them, right? And so in this case, offer consulting, copywriter, info products in the health coaching space, info products in the health coaching space, okay? So sometimes you might say info products in the content creation space, info products in the, the fitness space, right? And health and fitness is different, so just be aware of that. But anyways, moving on. I've worked with Joshua Mason, Dr. Daniel Pompa, Oscar Seligson, and a few others you may know, right? Or a few others you might know. So this is a classic line I always say. I always name drop wherever you can. And so I just name drop right away. I don't try to go with this direct offer. I just like to introduce myself with a high value way, as much of a high value way as possible. Obviously, as you can see, you've never heard of me. I'm an info products. I do this, and I've helped these people. I could add more proof. I've helped them generate over $10 million in results with my trackable revenue, with my copy, whatever. You could say that, but again, the idea of this specific email is you're a high value person. And again, I've went over this in another video, I think, but just a reminder for whoever's new watching this, but you want to be positioned. The way this email works, this specific template that I use, the way this works is you are Drake and you're reaching out to an up and coming musician, and you're saying, yo, love your stuff, let's get in the studio sometime, what's your availability like, here's my number, text me. That's the vibe you want to give. You want to give this I'm a boss, I've done a lot of good shit, I love what you're doing, let's chat. That's the whole idea of this outreach email. That's why it works so well. And the other reason why I think it got an instant reply is because of how personal I made it sound, and it was personal. This is like a true story. So basically, this is the classic intro. I don't change this much besides how I introduce myself and what my exact offer is for the person. So if I'm going for a CMO thing, I'd say I'm a CMO, I'm a partnership, a growth partner or whatever, right? However you're going to call it. Back in February, I saw one of your ads for your blank method, or the name of the course. So back in Feb, I saw one of your ads for your course method or your course. I love your approach to detox nervous system regulations. And so as you can see, Joshua Mason, Dr. Jan Paul, Oscar Felixson, all health guys, all detox guys, all people I've worked with. So you would change this up if you're reaching out to someone, let's say in the coaching space. I've worked with Sam Ovens, I've worked with Alex Hormozy, I've worked with Alex Becker and a few others I know. If you say that and you're reaching out to someone in coaching space, you'd be like, okay, he has instant status, right? Because you can say that you've worked with them. And if they ask you for those results, then you can just give them to them. You give them your sample page, which is actually what happened. But anyway, so back in Feb, saw one of your ads, love your approach. So again, the whole idea is like, you're kind of like, you're glazing them a little bit, you're saying like, I love what you're doing. I love this about you. I always give them a compliment. I absolutely loved how you put this together, something specific about what they do. I love the way you're putting your content out. I actually laughed when you said, this about this thing in this piece of your content. I always talk about their content, and I talk about their main mission. You always got to look and you peer into their soul with their content. What are they focused on? Who is this person about? What makes them like, what would be a compliment that really just makes them tick? That makes it like, fuck, someone finally gets it, right? And again, this is pretty general, but I scale it back so it's like, you're not like going over the top here. You're just giving them a nice thing that's like, I love your approach to, and like, if I'm someone who's worked with these guys, I already have instant status in the detox space. So I'm saying, I love your approach to detox. That's like a good compliment coming from a high status brain, right? So that's that, right? So I made it to reach out, but got pretty slammed with a new build out we were working on. And this is true because, for example, it's May, right? And February was like February, May. So last month, right? I looked at the thing and she wasn't running ads. So I checked the all activity. I removed all activity in the Facebook Meta dashboard. So if you go to, sorry, not the Meta dashboard, the ad library. So if you go to the ad library, you search up this person's name, you can see all their ads, and then you have to just click remove all activity, and then it'll just show you all activity, right? So that's like ads they've ran in the past. And then I noticed she was running an ad. So it's true, I did see her ad. So this is totally true. Like I was actually like, I found her a while ago, but I never reached out for whatever reason. And like I said, I just kind of made this up, but this is actually true. So it's like I made a note to reach out to you, but got slammed with a new build out we're working on. Obviously a little bit of you guys know how that works, a little bit of status on that in terms of like, hey, I'm so busy. And this is all like a true story. But recently I had someone remind me of your content. And for whatever reason, it felt like a better time to reach out. So this is sneaky. This is kind of sneaky, right? So what I'm saying here is like, I had someone remind me of what you do. Okay, so it's like I've seen other people and it reminded me of you, right? Which is like, it's just kind of like a nice thing to say. I don't exactly know the full, like why that's really working. Maybe some of you smarter copywriters can reply in the comments and tell me why that's working. But yeah, so basically the idea is like I had someone remind me of you. So I guess the main reason why I say that is to keep it fresh. You want to keep it fresh and very in the moment, and that's why this got an instant reply. I think because it was fresh, it was in the moment, and it made it feel like very low effort for me. Which if I'm putting low effort into something, that means I value my time pretty highly, which means I'm I have higher status in that regard, right? And this is all true stuff, so you want to be framed as high value in the mind of whoever you're reaching out to. My time is limited. This is why this email is really short as well. This is why it's so short. Like, again, it's that Drake idea, right? I don't have a bunch of time. I love what you're doing. I would love to chat. Let's get this is how money moves. Money moves fast. Okay, so anyways, let's speed it up, right? So, for whatever reason, it felt like a better time to reach out, and this is the sneaky part that I was talking about. For whatever reason, it felt like a better time to reach out. Is like kind of speaking to the sort of spiritual aspects in some way of this sort of like this detox world. A lot of these guys are kind of more spiritual, and the whole health space, it's really more about feelings and what feels good, and yeah, just like tuning into tuning into what feels good, what feels aligned, and what is aligned, and all that stuff. So this is kind of why it's like, hey, I'm speaking your language, you know what I mean? Like, I'm speaking your language, it's in the moment, and there's a higher power that's talking to me, that's telling me to reach out to you. You know what I mean? That's kind of the idea a little bit. So I think you guys get that flavor. Would love to see if there's somehow we might be able to work together. I don't change this line. This is in the template I use. Would love to see if there's somehow we might be able to work together. It's like, I don't know why it works, but it just does. Honestly, it's like very general, very vague. And it's like, again, it's kind of coming from that high value frame of like, again, like I'm saying, Drake. And it's like, and then here is more the carrot, right? Here's sort of the carrot. Like, I have some ideas you might enjoy. I have a few ideas you might enjoy. Now we're getting interested. Okay, now I'm interested. Like, you've proven to me that you're like high value. You're someone I might want to talk to. Now that you have ideas I might want to hear, now my curiosity is just hyper peaked, and I gotta like find out what this is about, right? So my number is blank here, looking forward to. So after this, the person I reached out to replied, and they were like, they're like, hey, I'd love to see some samples. So that's a good thing, and that's a good sign, because obviously you can go off curiosity alone, but it's just not going to be like, at the end of the day, you're going to have to show some substance if you're just being purely curiosity based. And this is something I personally have found, like in my own copywriting. I go heavily on curiosity, but sometimes where I fail to like really convert is having logic and having proof and having like a solid case argument, you know what I mean? So that's something I've been working on over the last year, I'd say, in terms of my copy. Like, I'm good at creating curiosity, but curiosity alone is sometimes not enough. And like, you can go hyper curiosity, but they need to see something, you know what I mean? So she asked me for samples. I gave him samples, and then we just booked a call right after that. She loved them, and obviously my samples are pretty bulletproof. So it was just basically like, hey, here's a few things I did, and then I dropped like a case study. I worked with this guy. We grew his contact list from 8,000 contacts to 50,000 contacts. And then I did this with Pampa, right? So I just kind of explained a little bit, sent my case study sample doc. She loved them. And then it was like, all right, let's book a time. And we booked a time that very next day. So that's it for this one, guys. For all you sneaky copywriters, there you go. There's the templates. I know you guys love templates. So there's the fucking templates. There's the method to my madness. And go out and create your own, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, you can follow this template, but I'd say just go out and create your own way of social proof and value it that way. So yeah, let me know what you guys come up with. Feel free to drop a comment if you liked this impromptu style. I'm just here at Soho House in Los Angeles. But feel free to comment, like, subscribe. Let me know if you have questions in the comments. And that's it. Peace.